All right, you guys, I am going live and it's 111. One of my favorite numbers. Everybody sees 111, don't we? And 111, what does that mean? It means waking up spiritually is what it means for me. So I don't know what it means for you, but I believe that if we see numbers, because that's one of the first things I ever seen was numbers. And that's when I became more aware of what is going on in my life. So I wanted to talk about this today. This is so funny. Okay, hold on. I am so thirsty. Well, if you don't know, we have a snow going on here. I'm in Indiana. So much fun. So I think I'm going to get out in it later. But this morning when I was talking to my son, he said, "Mom, you used to be a man." And I said, "Excuse me? I used to be a man." And he said, "Yeah, you used to act like a man." And I'm like, oh no. And he said, some of the people that I know that you hang around with act like women that act like men. And I'm like, So I was like, you are right. Because he started saying, when you talk to dad or you talk to this, when you was like, hey, mother, this, and hey, mother, that, you're supposed to do this. So this was my manly or masculine, I guess we could say that, masculine role. I was trying to be controlling. So anybody that's controlling or bossy, that's a masculine energy. And then he said, you must be touching into your femininity now because you act more like a girl. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so weird that my son would realize this. And he said other people that he knew in our family and just friends acted the same way. And I thought, oh my gosh, well, this is what it is. We were taught that, well, this is how I was taught. Take no man's shit, which is fine. I don't want to take any man's shit. We don't need a man. We can do everything by ourselves. We were taught man or masculine energy to be masculine. Well, if you know me, I'm like 102 pounds and pretty feminine. And so I probably look like a crazy person being a little bitty person trying to be all this masculine man energy. So, but that's what he was saying. He wasn't saying, oh, Mom, you're being like a man. He was saying, you're acting in a man's role. And I was. Now, not the saying that because my marriage is split up and that's fine, but I was taking the man's role in the marriage. And not just me, a lot of women. And then women act like, well, I don't know why. I see it playing out in people's relationships. I don't know why the man acts like that. Well, are you being the man too? Because I was. And I realized it before then, before my son said something to me today. But today I said, I am talking about this because so many women out here are being in their masculine energy and not in their feminine energy. And we have to be in both of them. So our masculine energy is, we got to get this shit done. Take control. I'm the boss. And your feminine energy is, I'm just going to allow this to happen. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to go with the flow. Everything's wonderful today. And then masculine is, we're getting this shit done today. So it's two different. And I probably lived in my masculine all the time. And the reason why is because I couldn't depend on a man the way I thought that the man should be depended on. So us women, because if we have lack of man, they're out drinking, they're out, doing whatever, then we take on the man role. And what I've learned is if we become in balance with our feminine and masculine, we can do, our life is so much better. So there's a time in our life or in our day that we can be a boss, and live and be on our masculine and say, hey, we need to get this done, let's get this done. And then there's a time in our day, because we're all masculine and feminine in our day, where we can be feminine and not be all masculine. But I was living in my masculinity all the time. And then I thought about it, and I thought, well, why would a man, if you think about it, why would a man want a woman in their masculine energy all the time? That's not very feminine. It's all like, do this, mother hudja, do this. And this is how I talked to my husband. And I see people talk to their husbands like this. And I'm like, oh, you better calm down because they're going to leave, or this is going to happen. Oh, no, they're never going to leave. Well, that's what we say. But a man doesn't want to be married to a man. I mean, unless, the other thing. But for me, no. So I didn't realize this at the time. Inside my marriage, I did not realize this. But once I got out and I could look back into it, I could realize what I was doing. And then my son could realize that I was doing that too, because he was like, oh yeah, Mom, you did that. You said you were so demanding and you were so masculine and you weren't feminine in your relationships. And I understood why I did it. I had to. When you have lack of a relationship, or you have to take on both roles. And in my childhood, we didn't have a dad around, so my mom took on the masculine, and she lived in her masculine all the time. So we were taught this. But if we can learn to be in our masculine and feminine, it's a lot better in our life. We don't push people away because we're trying to be some smart ass that tells people what to do instead of asking. If you're with your husband and you're like, I said do this, mother hudger, or you say, honey, can you please do this? Which way are they going to go? And I was taught, just tell them what to do, and you're going to do it now, and come on with it. That's how I was taught, and I seen that play out with my grandma, my family, especially my grandma. I was just like, oh my God. And to where at one point I felt sorry for my grandpa to even be treated like that. But I don't know why, but today when my son said that, I was just, holy shit. Which I'm in my feminine now, living in both, and that's fine. But I still see a lot of people not doing it, not realizing it. And when you become awakened spiritually, somebody's texting me. When you become awakened, aware of what you're doing, then you'll see that in your relationship. So the next time you're talking to somebody, a man in your relationship, or if you're a man talking to a woman, if you're being demanding and saying this is the way it's going to be, just remember that's a man, that's a masculine energy. And see if you're overbearing it. See if you're just like, oh my God. Or if you're like, okay, honey, whatever, because your life will work out a lot better. Because we were taught to be this demanding, we've got to get this stuff done. And men do not like that. That's the men's role. And they have feminine energy too, but the men need to take their roles, and the women need to take their roles. And I don't mean, oh my God, be a little pussball, the woman. No. She can be a badass bitch boss, and then be a feminine woman when she needs to be. But we don't have to be there all the time. And I was living in my masculine all the time. And I see it all the time. So all we have to do is realize it, recognize it, and say, oh, okay, well, we need to lighten up on this a little bit and learn how to work with both of them. Because I'll tell you one thing I know. Me being pushy and yelling and screaming and saying, oh, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, didn't get me anywhere. But when you ask somebody to do something with your feminine side, like, honey, can you help me do this? You're like magic. Especially to a man. You're magic, because he's just like, oh, because men want to help us. That's what they want to do. That's what men's like, oh, I want to. But if you're acting like you're going to take the job over and you're going to be all the man in the man's role, then what? He doesn't need to be there, because you're the man. Right? Exactly. Believe me, I know. I teach this stuff because I've been through this stuff. And I did not realize this for years. I was probably 20 years telling mother huggers what to do. Everybody, kids, people, just probably people I didn't even know, telling them what to do. But I was living in masculine energy, and we just can't do it. But if you want to have a better relationship, and you want to be magical, and you want to attract men that want to do things for you, because us women, that's what we want. Men to do things for us. We don't want to have to say, go ahead, do this, mother hudger, and get it done. No, we want to say, honey, can you take out the trash? Oh, yes. Fine. Will you do this for me? If you're nice and sweet and loving and caring, that's what you get. You get that back. What you put out, you get back. But if you're screaming and yelling at the man, saying you need to get this shit done, then he's looking at you like, no, you're being manly. He can feel the energy. That's why we call it our vibe. It's vibes. We could sit down and just smirk, and they'll know that we're in this masculine energy. So I just get on here to tell people little things that I went through in my life, so maybe it can help them change, that I've changed, that can help other people change if they want to. It's just something to look at, because it does change your life. And that's why I put these videos out here. And I think, well, if I was a man, that's what my son said, you acted like a man. And I thought, and if you see me, and I'm like, I'm not even looking like no man. But, you know, if you're going to act like a man, then why does your man need to be there? Because he's just like, man, why do you even need me? I've even heard men say this. Well, you know, if you're going to do it all, then what do you need me for? Men want to feel needed. And if you can lay down your masculinity a little bit, you know, we all want to be bosses, and that's fine. And we can be a boss in the place that we need to be a boss. And let the man be the boss in the home. Not to where he's hurting you or, you know, harming you. But let him be the role of the man. You be he's going to be the giver. You're going to be the receiver. It's going to be better that way. You're going to get what you want. And you're going to give him what he wants. Is, I need you. That's what guys want. I need you. They want to feel needed. And then your life works out better. It works out better. And you're magic. You're magic. It's like magic. And I tell people this, I'm just like, oh, just let him do whatever. And, you know, oh no, he's getting over on me. No. The trick is, you'll get whatever you want if you'll get in your feminine energy. I know it sounds like, oh no, he's going to get over on me, and I'm not going to let him do this shit to me. And I've heard a million times, and I'm thinking, can you just try it one time? Just try it one time. And no, I ain't going to try it. I'm like, okay. And then somebody will be like, well, I don't know how you get this and you get that, and people just do this. And I'm just like, because I'm not trying to be all mean and you know, demanding people to do stuff. I'm allowing stuff to happen. I'm allowing it. Women allow the magic to flow. And men say, let's build the house. And the woman says, okay, honey. Not okay, honey, like I'm being taken advantage of, because that's what us women feel that have been in our masculine energy. It doesn't work like that. It works, I swear, it's like everything in this life, what we were taught is the opposite. If we just switch it, then we've got it. But even my son today told me, you used to be a man. Not now. He said, you must have touched your feminine energy. And I said, I am. I have been. That's who I am. That's who women are. Women aren't men. So, but he said that to me today, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to talk about that, because yes, I actually acted like more of a man energy vibe into my relationship. So now when I get into another relationship with a man, I will know that that's not the way to get stuff done. And because your husband's not feeling needed, then he doesn't want to be there anymore. Well, she don't need me. She acts like a man. She says she don't need a man. She can get her shit done by herself. Well, there it is. Do it by yourself then. It's your choice. And I'm not talking about abuse and all that other bullshit. I'm sure you know. If you love each other, let the man be the man. Let the stuff flow to you. Let it just come. That's how it works. Do not be demanding. If you have to be, it's hard if you have to be a man's, and if there's any men on here, I'm sorry, mommy. It's kind of hard then. But if you can find a man that just loves you and wants to help you and wants to build the house and wants to, and you guys can work together, and you don't feel like you have to take a man's role, and sometimes women have to take a man's role. We feel like we do if our husbands are more needing a mother, you know what I'm saying? But actually they just want to be needed. If you make them feel needed and loved, like, I need you to take the trash out. Not, I said take the trash out, you mother. And believe me, I have seen, and you probably know somebody that said that. Nobody? If somebody says that to you, I need you to do the dinner, cook the dinner, B-E-I-T-C-H. You know what I'm saying? Now, are you going to do it? No. It's going to be a fight. Come on, let's go. So, we've got to think about this. We've got to treat our men right if we want it to be right. And I understand for the women that have to be the man in the relationship. If you have to be a man in the relationship, then get the hell out of the relationship and find a man. I mean, really. You don't need another child, or if you're just doing it. Like, my husband was a man. I treated him. Now, he did a lot of bad things, so I'm not, if you know him, he did a lot of bad things, and I'm not agreeing with that, any of that. But I am saying that's the way I treated him. Like, I didn't need him. I didn't want him. He was there because I just wanted him, or I don't even know. But I was raised like that. My mom was a single mom for, oh God, I think the last time it was like 40 years or something. So I was always taught for my mom to be in a masculine energy. So that's all I seen. So I thought that was the way. And my grandma was the boss of my grandpa. So in my eyes, that's what I thought. You go and tell this mother hudger what to do, and he does it. And if he doesn't do it, then you don't need him anyway. But you do. If you want a relationship, unless you're just having, and it's sad that way. And you could have so much more if you would just be in your feminine, which you are. You're a feminine woman. That's what you're supposed to be. And you're supposed to be in your masculine energy when you are at your work, or when you're a boss at your job, or, maybe you have to help the kids. And you can be masculine with your man, but you don't have to say, and what I see people say, and I've said it myself, cussing at them like a cussing, maniac, saying, I said do this, mother F. No. Because the more I said that, he's like, you're crazy or shit. But that's what I was taught. And it is so funny. I'm just like, it blows my mind that once I started being in my feminine energy instead of my masculine, I attract so much better relationships, so much better men, so much better everything. It just all feels so much better. And it feels so much better. Oh my gosh, you know, it just feels more peaceful. That's the way, that's how it's supposed to be. That other stuff didn't feel peaceful. It felt anxiety, it felt stress. That's not life. Life is a give and take, not, oh my God, I'm gonna, do this or do this. And people do this all the time around me all the time. And people are like, well, how are you just so calm? And people actually think that because I'm calm, and I'm not calm all the time, but most of the time, that I don't care. And it's not that I don't care, it's I like peace. So I choose peace. And so I choose peace over arguing with my children. I choose peace over arguing with my mom. I choose peace with arguing with my boyfriend. I do. I'll say, nope, not arguing with you. Then when we're calmed down, and most of the time it's, I'm sorry, I'm, crappy today, or I'm not feeling good today, or this is, because it's usually about them. Usually the people's arguing, it's about them. And just say, hey, no problem. We can talk about it if you want to. If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to. That's being in your feminine energy. Masculine is, get over it, you son of a... I mean, just saying, get over it. We don't have time for you to cry. No boo-hooing. Let's get this done. Da, 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 da. And when you're in that energy all the time, finally, eventually, somebody's just like, I can't be with you anymore. Because it's just too much. You can only take so much stress until you're freaking tired. And you're just like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I love you. That wasn't it. It was you being all in your masculine energy, thinking that you're a man, and I guess you don't need one, so I'm out. So we had so much in my relationships, so much different stuff going on, or in my long one relationship that I had. But if I would have known all this, but that relationship, I want to tell you what, I wouldn't trade it for the world, because it has taught me so much. I woke up from that relationship into so much knowledge that it just blows my mind. And that's why I put this stuff out here, because if anybody needs this help, because all it is, like I say this every time, is a mind shift. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't be treating people like this. Because we are here to be of service to others. Do you guys know that? That's all we are here for. We're here to be children of God. Service to others, and then God takes care of us. God says, serve my people, and I will serve you. So, I thank Him for giving me this awakening 5 years ago, and being able to tell people this stuff, because I am not the only one that acted like a freaking man. But it's so great when my son said, you used to be a man, because then I'm like, I used to do that, and I have changed. I have changed so much in my life that it's not even real. I'm probably a whole different person, and I love this person that I am a lot more than that one, because that one was mean and bossy and I guess manly. So I like to be more loving and feminine. It seems fun to me, and it feels like magic. It really does, especially when you're attracting stuff in your life, because you really can attract stuff into your life if you just, and with a feminine energy, you will attract it. With a masculine energy, you can get it, but you're pushing. So masculine energy is, I'm gonna get this done, and a feminine energy is, somebody's gonna just help me do all this stuff and just bring it to me, and it's just gonna flow, and I need a coffee, and somebody walks in the door and says, here, I brought you a coffee, and oh, I want a new outfit. Oh, hi, I just brought you a new outfit. Can I bring it over? And you're like, what? Yeah, it works like that. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. We have to be in our masculine and feminine. And it took a long time for me to do this. I did not just do it overnight, and I had to work on it, and I had to realize when I was doing it and when I wasn't, so I could be in balance. I like to be more my feminine, so usually they say 50-50. I like to be maybe 80-20 feminine and 20 masculine. But honey, I was probably in my masculine for 100% for years, so I deserve the 80 feminine. All right, if you guys don't understand what I'm talking about, because some of you might not, message me. I will tell you all about it. But if you understand and you can get to be in your feminine energy more, it's so much more fun. It's just so much more fun. Because masculine is just, let's get this done. We got to get this work done. So I hope you like this video today. I am going to go play in the snow. Maybe take my dog out. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Hi, Kelly. Bye.